Hello, everyone. So I'm doing a rare Saturday video because something's been really bothering me now for a full week, and it's been a problem for a few weeks. I bought a 2020 used Mustang after doing a ton of research, and here's the experience so far. I was hoping to be able to have an ending to the story, but it's really hasn't come to an end. So I'll probably have to do another video at the end of this to talk about how it was resolved. But let's just jump into this 2020 Mustang EcoBoost I purchased after about 6 months of research, maybe longer. I'm looking for a car. I have another driver starting in the family, and the dynamic is going to change on how people get around. So we need a new one. And with interest rates going up and inflation going crazy, I thought maybe now is the best time, not wait 6 months. So I did my searches and I found a wonderful Mustang used for fair price with very low miles, 25,189 miles, one owner, personal use car, looks good, got me interested. It fit all my criteria in my search engine, which I use. Here's some more. Auto Trader, by the way, shout out to Auto Trader. I love them. I use other search engines too, but I started Auto Trader because you can just search, and then I'll search the entire country with them to make sure prices are right and everything like that. And when you do that, you get really cool results. It tells you about the car, so here's like what it says if it's personal use like the one, or corporate use, or rental, and I just throw the rentals out right away and all that good stuff. And I was also looking at a new Mustang because it was so close in price. But anytime you do buy a car, you're about to buy a car and you're interested about what the insurance is. I learned this in 2015 with my Charger, that the VIN number is very important because it tells the insurance company what features the car has. So anytime you're about to buy a car and you want to know what the insurance is, fire over the VIN number to your insurance agent, and they should get you an exact price instead of you getting surprised. Oh, that car didn't have this safety feature. It's $100 more every 6 months or something. So that's a really good thing. And that's what I did. And I sent over the VIN number for the new 2022 Mustang and the VIN number for the 2020. And it was about $200 a year, a little more difference in the insurance alone. And the registration also was cheaper. So that was a good thing because I have a younger driver. So it was better overall, maybe to look at the used if you can find a really classic, safe used car, which I think I did with this 2020. So the one thing about it, I went through, I got to tell you, the dealership I dealt with was great. I mean, a walk in, everyone's professional. Everyone wants to help out. Everyone's well dressed. I couldn't go being alone without someone asking me if I needed something. So, I mean, it was all great. Seemed very professional, on top of their game. I dealt with it was 2 or 3 times I went in to agree on price and all that. And then one of the times the windows wouldn't go up, and they said, oh, it was a simple alignment issue at a convertible, and they aligned it. So then I finally purchased the car, but then they tell me it only had one key, which was a $500 something they left out there. But I'm like, I have to have 2 keys. I'm not even going to drive the car without 2 keys. So I go to the service department, finally get the key. I'm waiting, and this cool sheriff's department car pulls up. So they get their car service there again. I'm sure they do a good job, right? It's Ford, buying a Ford from Ford with Ford. The guy tells me all about the 179-point inspections they do. And if I have to do a backup video or another video that this is not a happy ending story, I'll get more into that and how that had an influence on how I would purchase this vehicle as well, and the kind of misinformation I got from there. But anyway, this was key day. I believe this was the Friday. And then I took the car. I've been doing, my first thing I did as a 14-year-old was detailing cars. I know how to clean a car. Got this thing all cleaned up, ready for the day drive. It's beautiful, as you can see. Look at the shine I got on this thing. I ordered the sunshade, right? I got all my stuff. I'm very happy. We're all very happy in the family with this vehicle, the idea of it. So I go and I take it for a drive, my first drive, got the dog in the car, everything. It's nice. And I'm driving, and I put the roof down for the first time because it was about 113 all week. I couldn't even look at the car. It was so hot outside. You couldn't even go outside that week in LA here. It was ridiculous. So finally had a decent day where it was cooling down. I was going to take the car out. And I'm driving for a few minutes, bubbling, and these video, which I have, actually, I'm going to pause here for a second and run that sound that we had. So hold on. Okay, so yeah, I did this recording. Sorry, I had to pause. I didn't have this queued up. And this is what it sounded like. You hear that? Little. back again so you can hear it. Listen. Right? Okay, I can't figure out what this rattle noise, it sounds like it's coming from the window, but when you get near the window or it's not the window. So I'm a little concerned, and I do a bunch of research. So let's go ahead and let's close out of this here. If I can figure out how. Okay, so back to this. We are looking at the car. Okay, next page. So then all of a sudden I just start doing videos on researching why a Mustang might rattle. So there's this cover on top of the battery area, and that cover tells me it might be loose, and everyone say, oh yeah, that thing, you just put a little foam in there or whatever. People had things. So I did that. I put like a little foam, cushion, didn't do anything. Then they said, oh, it could be the skirt rattling. So sure enough, I look at that passenger side skirt and all the push pins are loose. So I push them all in, and one of them would go in. I put that little blue painter's tape on it, go for a ride, same thing. So now I'm like, what's going on? And I decide to really take a closer look at the car. And as soon as I open that passenger door, I start noticing differences from the driver door. So here you see, this is the top hinge on the passenger side. This is the driver's hinge. This is all clean. This is all, looks like someone put putty or filler in here or something. I don't know. And this is in the engine compartment. And the driver's side here has, nice foam, all clean. And the passenger side, look at this. It was like eaten up. So this must have been smashed into here. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a repairman or an appraiser, but it sure looks that way. So this is the lower hinge, or the upper hinge again, I'm not sure, but this is the passenger side hinge. And as you can see, a huge gap in here, no gap here. Very obvious if you're actually looking for anything. The screws don't match. You got metal bent over here. That's going on. This is under the hood. So this is the driver's side latch. It looks like it was removed, right? The screws all stripped. I don't know if there's supposed to be stuff in here, but if you look over here, the paint's actually peeling, and this looks different paint than that. So something going on there, right? Again, this is that chewed up area here of the passenger side, where the driver's side looks perfect. I don't know how any person could say they looked at this car and inspected it. And you have this other damage here really close. It looks like this metal went under that metal. So that was that. So the driver's side is all put together. So whoever repaired this didn't even bother to put the plastic pieces on. As you can see, this is the lower hinge on the driver's side. Beautiful, clean, all painted nice. And the driver's side, look, it's got some kind of something here that's not here. Up, backwards. Oh, back. I went too far. What am I doing here? Okay, here we go. So then, anyway, I'll go to the next stage. And this is where I found this restoration tape. I didn't know it was called restoration tape. I Googled yellow auto tape, and it says restoration tape. This 100% should not be on a new car, and it is. And the metal here on the bottom is all straight, and on the driver's side is all crinkled. So I'm thinking the car got hit, and it bent the metal or something like that. So this is all stuff I found on this, I don't remember what day this was. It was first cool day. I think it was the Friday or Saturday. I don't remember now. I can look at the picture. So anyway, more stuff. The screw on the driver's side matches. The screw on the passenger side doesn't. Maybe this headlight was replaced. It looks different here. I don't know if those are used parts. So this is under the front wheel, passenger wheel, and it's all chewed out. You can literally see inside of the car. I mean, this must have been, if they put it up on a rack, I don't know how they missed this. Look at this, and just crustified in here and all cut away. I thought this was manually cut away for some reason. But they, once this got up in the air, and the service manager, his name is David, put it up. He's like, no, that piece was flopped out and the tire wore it out. So this damage was done for long enough for a rubber tire to eat through that much plastic. That's what the driver's side looks like, or what it should look like. All fixed. All right. And I'm just going through some quick stuff. There's so much more I already am missing to tell you, but I don't want a 4-hour video. We're already at 9 minutes. All right. So this is finally, after looking at all that damage and looking and seeing that repair was really done bad. And I think I also missed over here. Look at this. Yeah, I forgot one thing. Look at the angle of the fender. How the fender's going in, where it should be totally straight over here. The fender's on a total angle. So this work was done not good. And what kind of bugged me is the service guy's like, oh no, the work's done right. And it's obviously making noises, and all this wasn't repaired right. So it wasn't done right. when you got underneath the car, you could see all the suspension was replaced. I think I go into that later, so let's just wait. All right, I'm headed over to Ford to have them look at the car they said wasn't in an accident. That clearly was in an accident. See if they can fix it. As 25,414. Had about 25.2 when I bought it. Spent most of that time driving around trying to find what's making these noises, and now narrowed it down to this finding all this damage and missing and poor workmanship. Once I looked at it, pretty obvious if if you work in the car business, but I didn't know. Anyway, off to Ford. 114 on the way. Right? It's obvious if you look for it or you're not pretending you didn't see it. All right. I'm headed over to Ford. I don't want to hear that again. So this is not the Ford because I don't have that. I didn't download that picture. But this suspension was all replaced. It had all the brand new stickers on it. It didn't look like the other side. So as soon as the guy got it up on the rack, he knew this car was in an accident. All this was repaired. It was not even a question, and it took moments. Additionally, the sales manager, when I brought it in, he took it for a test drive, heard all the noise. And when I popped the hood, he's like, oh, well, this fender's been repainted. Like instantly. I was so upset because if they knew that, why didn't they tell me that? I would have never bought this car. I would have bought that new. Anyway, I'm getting upset. I don't want to be upset. Anyway, let's go to the next page. I found after I dropped off the car, I went to Saturday. Okay, let's go back. I went on Saturday to, I'm going to close this for a second. I went on Saturday to the dealer, talked to the general manager, and he said, okay, we'll look at the car, whatever. I told him I have an appointment on Wednesday. So basically he shuffled me out the door. Okay, have your appointment on Wednesday. Well, I got home that night and I did a bunch of research. And my research found the original registration was somehow left in the car. So, I found it. And it was earned by this company, this Burton Way Investments and Cameron Investments. And I went and looked, Googled them and LinkedIn them, and there was nothing regarding these people. I really couldn't find anything regarding these two companies. There's nothing on the internet, no websites, nothing, very little. A LinkedIn page had like no followers, no posts. So I'm like, well, it says investments. I'm in the insurance world. I know insurance people, it might be a lawsuit. So I Googled lawsuit and the name of the investment. And sure enough, it came up with them suing people. But the DBA came out as black and white car rentals. So it was a rental car. I mean, any reasonable person is like a rental car and they're kind of trying to hide it from being a rental car. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the rules on any of this stuff. It's 100% assumption on my case. I don't want to upset anyone or anything like that. But it says the leaser was that person and the leasee was them. But then another lawsuit I found, both of them were plaintiffs. So there's no way this Burton Way doesn't know this Camzam, whatever, is a California corporation doing business as black and white car rental because they were the paperwork they have. So they know it's a car rental place. And the defendants are a car rental place. It's all car rental stuff. So, any reasonable person's going to at least want to research. I dropped my headphones. At least want to research if it's a car rental, right? I mean, I don't see how we don't discover or go after information regarding this. That's it. And I found their store. They had a store in San Francisco where this is built, but it was all like indoor parking, which would make more sense of why the car's clean. The roof was clean. And they have a California shop. And as you can see, the California shop has all convertible Porsches and high quality cars, right? So they obviously do that. And this is their actual website. I screenshotted it. And they had a Mustang convertible right on the front. They have 96,000 followers. So obviously they run some type of good deal, right? I mean, that's a lot of followers. And they had 6,000 posts with convertibles, and they specialize in these convertibles. So it's pretty reasonable for me to believe that this car I bought was used as a rental. Very reasonable. It was actually probably the most reasonable idea. Here's another, like one of their ads with the exact EcoBoost car, a little older, same color, convertible, right in there, being offered for rent. So that's that. And again, I went through the Carfax. So after I went to this Ford dealer, I found out, hey, it might have been a corporate car, but I was there. I liking the car. I like the ideas about the car. And if it's a corporate car, man, it looks like it was a corporate car that was owned by one sophisticated person, drove it to work and home and garaged it and kept it nice. I currently own a car that used to be a corporate car. It was my dad's car. It's from the 70s and it worked fine. I know my dad was a single person, owned the car as a corporate car. So I didn't think a commercial, corporate car was any big deal. It wasn't a truck, that was used for, hauling rocks or anything. It was a Mustang, maybe used to drive, worst case Uber or something, but still one driver I'm expecting on this car. Maybe two, with the husband and wife or something. So I pass over rental cars. It was easy to find that. And I just passed right over them because I don't want a car that's been driven by 100 people or a rental. I know what people do at rental cars. You see videos on TikTok or whatever all the time about people abusing and jumping and, neutral dropping and, hitting curbs and not caring and not taking care of, eating, drinking, spilling, smoking, all that stuff. That's what rental cars are they get abused. Let's face it. We all know that. I didn't want a rental car. So I bought all these extra supplies for the car, bunch of stuff. But here's where we stand. The dealer will undo the deal. Like they have the integrity. And again, like I said, the dealer I came in there was clean, good. The people were sharp. The lot was clean. I can't say anything bad. I don't want to say anything bad. I would have liked to still like to make a deal with these people because I service my car at the place I buy it. I bought a Dodge. I serve it as a Dodge. I bought a used pre-owned GMC. I service it at GMC. I haven't had a problem with those. My Dodge is 7-year-old. My GMC is almost 3 years old. Not a problem. This is the only car I've ever had a problem with buying, really. I bought a lot of used cars. I bought a used car with 130,000 miles on it once. I loved it. Sold it for more than I paid for it. It was a Porsche and all, but yeah. So the dealer, they had integrity, and I think they just know this is a huge mistake, and they overlooked it. They neglected to do what they were supposed to do. I don't know if they were just ignoring it and trying to cover themselves. I think this is a neglect thing. They definitely were not working in the best interest of their client, though, for sure. So, but the general manager said he would undo the deal. I don't know what that really meant, though. What does undo the deal? Does that mean I still got to keep that? Because when we made the deal, they said, oh, this is the minimum price we can give you is this price. And then they told me, well, after I decided and we agreed on that price and I had my payment, that, hey, they're going to lower the price $1,000 and throw this GPS in. Are you okay with that? And at first I'm like, fine, as long as my payment doesn't gain, I'll work with you guys. Everyone was friendly. We were having a good time. We were getting along. Looking back at it, that was a terrible idea because of the insurance and other things of the value of the car. And I don't think they should do that once people buy the car without explaining that there could be consequences to doing that, even though it doesn't change their payment. But here nor there, I agreed to it, right? But in any case, I constantly work with these people. I did find that the car they have on their lot that I would like to get is more expensive, but they told me to make me a great deal. They make me an insane deal, an unheard of deal, a good deal, right? But their price is in the bad deal area, not even in the fair deal. I want to get at least the fair deal or a good deal, which would be below the Kelly Blue Book, right? Because above fair deal is good deal and great deal. And they're only offering me maybe a top end fair deal to the red zone deal. And that's not what he said. So we have a problem there. Wait, why isn't that going away? This thing should have gone away. There it goes. So, will not make a great deal they offered. They're not paying for my time, accessories, the extra key that belongs to the car they're going to get back that they probably have recourse on the people they sold, will be able to sell it for more money or, still make a profit when they fix it, if they can fix it and sell it. If not, they're going to have recourse. So they're going to win no matter what. This dealership's going to win. And they're not telling me what my rights are, all my options. Like as of right now, I'm looking at it as I'm going to lose $2,000 no matter what happens. Now they haven't eased that fear and they put me on ignore for 2 days. And then, basically I've been on ignore all Saturday. So that's why I'm here making this video. Anyway, that's the end of the experience. So far, I hope to be able to give you a happy end on how this ends, a good story at the end. My next video will tell you how this ends. I will name the dealership, the service manager, the GM, and all that. So hopefully it'll be a good ending when and you'll be buying cars for them, and I'll be servicing my car with them, my new car with that they agree to with them. But if not, then you know, I can't buy a Ford because I'd want to services at this Ford, and I think we'll all have a bad experience and a bad taste. So not only will this ruin this experience, but it will completely take the idea of being able to get the Ford Mustang convertible completely off the list, and you know, shift me to Chevy Camaro convertible or some other option, because you know, I'm not the only adult in this situation, and as of right now my choice turned out not to be the best. So let's see how this ends. Thanks for watching. This is 20 minutes, and I hope to have an update by Monday, because it's driving me nuts and I haven't done any of my business emails or anything, or my business videos. So this hopefully got me going for the day, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, or if you know anything, I know that there's this consumer affairs attorneys I got to get in touch with if I don't get my you know, if I don't get satisfaction. I read their website, and basically everything on it's what's going on here. So maybe they'll be able to get me, you know, the fair deal, the great deal I was promised. I don't know. I really don't want to do that. I don't want to spend any more time with this, but I guess it's either up to them, or that's my next step to find out what my rights are. And if they say, oh no, that's the best deal you're going to get is losing $2,000, then I'll take it. But I would like a second opinion before I just put a match to $2,000. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.